Hi everybody and welcome to James's House of Rock. Today I'm here with
Allie from the Color and Sound.
And right now I will be showing you their official video for Graves.
I'll just go and watch the cars pass by my window. I think I'm apathetic, or just flat out pathetic. You would know. I get cold, I'll think of hope. Say what you want. Right through my teeth where I turn black and blue. I just keep thinking that I'm golden, that this will make sense when I'm old. But each and every step I take leads me further from the door. Get cold, I'll think of hope. Say what you want. Say what you need. My head is a cave where I've been digging graves for you and me. West Coast blues. Each and every day I just think of you. Startled by my sleight of hand and how it never fails to come back in the end. I know I'll end up somewhere in between here and my home, and all I ever hear from you is, will it be soon? Say what you want. Say what you need. My head is a cave where I've been digging graves for you and me. Say what you want. Say what you need. My head is a cave where I've been digging graves for you and me.
So Allie, how long have you been playing music?
I started playing in high school, like sophomore year, so just about 10 years. But after high school is when I kind of really started playing seriously, so about 7 years.
Oh, all right. What instruments do you play?
In this band I played bells, and I play some additional percussion like on toms and a little bit of keys and tambo and so stuff like that, and sing.
I'm
obviously.
into percussion myself. No, I know you were in a previous band before this called Life on Hold. How did that go for you?
It was great. I mean, we played for almost 6 years together, and I mean, I'm still playing with, three of those guys. But yeah, so it was really fun. We just kind of got tired of playing the same songs for that long.
Yeah.
But it was a great ride, and we made a lot of great friends and played, we didn't really tour very much, but we, put out, five albums that I'm pretty proud of, and we had a good time. It was definitely a good learning experience for sure.
Yeah. Now, do you enjoy being on tour?
Yeah. I mean, we've only done 2 tours with this band. We go back out for 2 weeks in December, but yeah, it's fun. It's tiring. A lot of caffeine is necessary.
Oh,
and it's one of those things that it's cool to go to a different city every night. And for me, a lot of cities that I've never been to and play to new people every night. You meet a ton of new people, and it's really fun to wake up every morning and know your purpose in the city you're going to is to play a show.
Yeah.
It's really fun, that part of it. But it is very tiring and
Yeah.
very taxing.
So you guys just released a new EP. Did you have any troubles recording it or writing any of the songs?
Writing, not so much. That EP kind of flew out as far as writing. But we do have the luxury of having our own studio now, where, Chris and Steve own. And so that's a great thing because it costs way less and you can spend the time you want on the songs.
Yeah.
However, for 2 of those songs on that EP, we completely finished recording them and then decided we wanted to slow them down. And so we threw them both away and re-recorded them.
That's always the worst when you have to re-record.
It's one of those things. It's nice to have the luxury to be able to do that. However, it's like a lot of time that we spent, on these songs that we, can be nitpicky and throw them away. So that was like the main trouble, where it was like, we completely finished these songs and then decided to throw them away and start over.
Yeah. Out of the 5 songs, which one would be your favorite?
Ooh. Well, I mean, Graves has done a lot for us as a band. I think that was a good song to put out first, and I think that it did a lot more for us than it kind of jump-started us in a way that I don't think we could have done ourselves. But I think my favorite song on the EP is Gregory, just because it's really fun and it's about a guy who screwed us over on with a recording from the old band, and it's like kind of a fight song. It's like,
See, I was gonna ask you what the meaning of that was.
I'm not gonna name names, but you can probably guess the guy's name is Greg.
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically, our old band Life on Hold went to record a song with this guy who had a studio in New Hampshire, and he was very unreliable, like didn't show up for half the sessions and whatever, and then we had paid him before the song was completely wrapped.
Oh, yeah.
And he never gave us the mixes and basically took our money.
It's never a good idea to pay before.
Yeah, it was we had been in it long enough to realize that we shouldn't do that, but he gave us free, drinks and stuff. So we're like,
I think out of the 5, I think my favorite is Slow Decline.
Oh, yeah. I like playing that live. I don't know how much longer we'll be playing that live, just because it's kind of a slower groove than the rest of the songs, and we have a bunch of songs that we want to work into the set. Yeah. But obviously I have a lot of fun singing it, and it always gets people dancing a little, so I like that. It's fun.
Have you experienced any problems on tour, with either the whatever you go from show to show with or audio problems?
It's tough when you're a small band playing somewhat small venues. Sound with varying levels of sound equipment and sound guys, and so that's a struggle even when we're home, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens everywhere. As far as the one thing that really went wrong on our first tour was we lost the van keys for a night and half of a day, and we were really concerned that we were gonna have to be because it was a rental van. That's what we used on our first tour, and we couldn't find the keys anywhere. We had gotten to, I think it was Connecticut we were staying, and we were playing New York City the next day, and we got to Connecticut at 3 in the morning, and 2 of the guys decided they wanted to go get fast food, so they did, and they searched the van till 6 that morning, and then I got them at 10. Up at 10, and we started searching the van again, could not find the keys. Ended up being a fruit snack box.
Okay, then.
Yeah, and I was
I
cleaned that whole van at 8 that morning to try to find it, and I, thank God, didn't throw out that fruit snack box, because, man, that would have been trouble. But yeah, we were seriously, there was a good 8 hours where there was no key, and we were very concerned we'd have to call the rental place, and they'd charge us $600 and then call the venue and say we won't make it. And that was only the 3rd date of that tour, so that would have been unfortunate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was probably the biggest mishap as far as on the road.
Yeah. How many bands have you played with that you can remember on different tours?
Oh, a ton. It's varying too. On this last tour, we played some shows where we played with just one other band, or just in Indiana, we just played by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then there's band, when we played in Chicago, we played with 5 other bands, and they are already, we had played with 2 of those bands in Lowell when they were on tour. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely like we've played with quite a bit at this point just because we've been playing out so much. And it's cool because you meet people from all around the country and have those contacts. Like when we played in Milwaukee, we stayed at the band's house that we played with. They have a house right outside of Milwaukee. So like it's cool to make those contacts. And then as far as bands around us, we have a pretty core group of friends that are in bands like Arms and Ears, who we're playing with on Monday, and As a Sparrow, which we went on our first tour with, and bands like that we see on the regular basis and play with all the time, and we're lucky because they're our friends too. But yeah, I mean, that's like one of the most exciting things about touring is like getting and making those contacts and knowing you have a place to stay the next time you come around.
Yeah, that's
or
always
helping them out when they come here. So
That's always a good thing.
it's great. It's fun.
Now, I saw your music video, and now our audience has. Was it awkward with that many people in a smaller space?
We had just finished building the studio because we shot that in the studio that my bandmates and I built. Well, I can't say I like hammered a couple nails in, like I didn't really build it. But we had, yeah, exactly. I like swept. We've literally finished building it like that weekend, and we shot it on a Saturday. And it wasn't that awkward just because most of those people were at least like real close friends with one of us. There was only a handful that I had never met before, and so like the band we went on tour with, they were there, and like a lot of our really great friends came, and so it wasn't that awkward just because you're in close proximity with people that and it was also Chris's birthday, so it was like a big birthday party for him too. So yeah, that was a blast. That was a really, really, really fun night. Cleanup was less than fun, but it was a fun night. It was great.
Now, what states have you played in, and have you not played in any states that you'd like to?
I mean, I think ideally we'll like to branch out further each tour. We basically played like down as south as like Philly or whatever, and then like out to the Midwest. So we played in Indiana, we played in just outside of Chicago, Milwaukee, Ohio, which was right outside of Cleveland. So we've played did a loop like that.
Yeah.
On this next tour we have coming up in December with we're going out with a band called Modern Baseball from Philly. We're doing, I think, most of the same routes as we did, except adding Pittsburgh and Detroit and maybe like one other place, which I've never been to Detroit. So it's kind of cool to play new areas, but you kind of have to slowly expand because so you're not playing to new places every single night. But yeah, so yeah, we drove through Pittsburgh, but we didn't play Pittsburgh before, so that's one I'm excited for, and Detroit as well. We have played Buffalo before, but that's kind of a hike. I'm not sure if that's going to be on our next route. But
what was the band's favorite state to play in?
I know for me personally, I loved the Chicago date. It was really actually like 20 minutes south of Chicago. It was in Tinley Park, and we played at a bowling alley. And like I said, it was with 2 bands that we had played with in Lowell, and they went home. We played with them right when we first started out, and they went home and showed like all of their friends our music. So to go to a state, I've never been to Illinois before, and I'd certainly never been to Chicago. So to play in a state where there was like 50 kids there, that like 30 of them already knew the words to your songs, and like I'd never even been to that area of the country before, that was really cool. So that was like definitely a highlight for me. We were lucky enough to, whenever we didn't play in the actual city, we played in like the suburbs of these cities. And we played in like the nicest areas, like the cutest little towns that you could just walk around. I know for me, one of my favorite tour memories was hanging out in Northampton, which is not that far from here. It's very close, but we played Amherst and we spent the day in Northampton, and I love Northampton.
Now, in that bowling alley, did they give you a free round of bowling just for playing there?
They didn't. but we played Cosmic Bowling after the show with
Alright.
one of the bands.
You should have deserved a free round.
Yeah, I know, right? It was only $10 per person. It was like midnight, so it was fine. We played with the singer of this band called Hometown Heroes from Chicago. We played Cosmic Bowling with the singer and his girlfriend, and then we went out for deep dish pizza, and it was great. It was a fun time. We had a really good time in Chicago.
Now, you had told me that you had your own studio, but what record label are you guys out of?
We actually don't have we're not signed to a label right now. Basically, we're working with a management company. We're signed to a management company called Working Group Management. They're out of California, I think. No, our manager's out of California. I don't think they're actually out of California. Anyway, so he's our manager, Danny's kind of trying to figure out that route for us right now. As far as I think the plan is right now is to try to shop around to like some smaller labels and that would do like a one record type deal, because we don't really want to, at this point, we're so new, we don't want to get locked down to like a 3-year contract or 3-album contract or whatever. So we're looking for like a small label to put out an album and kind of see where it goes from there. And we also actually just signed with a booking agency, which is why we're going to be on the road quite a bit more. We're working with it's the Soroka agency. I don't know. Do you know the band The Wonder Years at all?
I think
like
I've
a pop
heard of
punk
them.
band.
Yeah.
The singer Soupy and his business partner Jason are booking agents now. So it's kind of cool to work with people that have been on the road and like know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so we're playing next week with shows they booked for us, which is like the kind of the first round of shows they did for us.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, for the tour you're going on in December, do you have a name for it yet?
No, not that I know of. It's really, we're going out of support for this band, Modern Baseball, from Philly. So I'm sure they'll probably come up with a good name for the tour. But they tour quite a bit. So this will be our first tour on the road with a band that like is actually seasoned tour veterans, I guess. You know what I mean? So, I'm pretty sure they've done full U.S. So, so it would be nice to go out on the road with people with a little more experience than us.
What are some of your favorite bands?
Oh, well. I mean, as far as what we listen to in the car as a band, we listen to like the same 4 albums on the entire Midwest tour. We listen to a lot of Group Love, Naked and Famous, the new Paramore record, Young the Giant. I know for me personally, I love Rilo Kiley is one of my favorite bands. I listen to Katy Perry quite a bit. Manchester Orchestra. Group Love, Manchester Orchestra, those kind of bands. Hello, Goodbye are kind of the bands we get a lot of our influences from, and we, try to emulate their writing style to an extent.
I could see Group Love in your music.
Yeah, we love Group Love. We really, really do. We like that band a lot.
Yeah, I do like Group Love.
Great band.
Are there any tour dates coming up that kids my age could come see it? I know you're playing in a lot of bars.
Yeah, I don't know about locally. I think this Monday might be all ages, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Nothing really too locally that we have booked. I know we're playing at a venue called Radio in Somerville in a couple weeks, and I'm pretty sure that's 18 plus. But we do play like a lot of shows at like UMass Lowell, where they'll let you in. They say it's like one person per UMass Lowell student, but usually you can just walk in. It's not a big deal. Because we play like sometimes they're free shows on Thursday nights, because we have a lot of friends that go there or book there. And we also we try to play all ages shows in the area. Like we just played one in Tewksbury a couple weeks ago, or actually just last week. In hall shows or whatever, because those are fun. You have a lot of fun playing to like an all ages crowd. We're a little older now, but still, 2 of my bandmates or 3 of my bandmates, 2 of them are 20 and one's 19. So they're not quite on the older side yet either. So yeah, we try to book them every now and then.
Yeah. So you already said you had a couple in Somerville and one in Cambridge, but where else are you playing soon that people can see you?
Next week we're in Cambridge. New York City, New Jersey, and Philly, and then Lowell. And then Somerville is 2 weeks from then, and then we don't have anything booked until December 6th, where we're playing in it's a venue called the Red Room. It's owned by Berkeley.
Oh,
And it's on I think it's on Newbury Street. It's in Boston. So I think that one's another one that actually might be all ages now that I think of it. Because there's no
I'm gonna
bar in
look
there.
that up.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Yeah.
And then we don't really have anything booked until that tour on December 30th after that. So
All right.
So yeah.
So our trivia question for The Color and Sound is, what is the name of their newest EP? You can go to the iTunes store or the official Color and Sound website to find the answer. So thank you for coming in, Allie,
Of course.
and your whole band is should come back soon to play
Absolutely,
with us.
we'd love to.
Yeah, we're always looking for new ideas, and you can also look them up on Facebook and YouTube. Other than their music video, they have some tour videos and everything you can watch. I personally really like them, and they're definitely worth looking up. Thank you. Some of the concerts coming up soon are the Kings of Leon are playing in Connecticut and Boston this February. One's February 15th and the other is the 28th. And then the American Idiot Broadway musical is coming back to the Opera House February 7th through 9th last year. Some of the new CDs that just recently came out are coming out is Bowling for Soup just released a new album called Eat, Drink, Love. I have not looked up their newest single yet, but you can find them on bowlingforsoup.com. Arcade Fire just released their 4th CD called Reflector, which came out this Tuesday, if I believe. And Linkin Park just came back with a remixed version of their Living Things songs, plus their new single for their new online game coming out called A Light That Never Comes. I think that's already out or should be coming out shortly. Seether and Buck Cherry just released their new best of this Tuesday, so you definitely want to hop over to your nearest CD store to get any of these, and probably Ticketmaster to get any of your concert tickets for coming up. Thank you, everybody, for coming to James's House of Rock. Thank you, Allie, again, and we will see you next episode.